The DCU's Lanterns goes woke? Hey, what would be the first clue of something like that? Having the name Tom King attached to it, among others. So here we are at Cosmic Book News. It says, James Gunn's Lanterns, well, it really isn't his, you know. He's the boss of DCU, well, the co-boss of DCU. But he can't do it all. So, yeah, this is a reference to a hint from Tom King. So Matt McGloin, I'm pretty much in complete agreement with him, says, I knew when we heard that James Gunn's Lanterns TV series had Tom King and Damon Lindelof involved, we might be in trouble. Yeah. It's sounding more and more as if the DCU Lantern series will be woke and all about teaching us life lessons. We get hints that my initial feeling might be correct from Tom King, who writes for DC Comics. Boy, yeah. And the Lanterns TV series and consults with James Gunn on the DCU. That's even more disturbing. It's one thing if he ruins one show, but the idea that you're referring to this idiot as what DC is all about, a huge red flag. That's a problem. As well as from a rumored casting description for confirmed actors. Lindelof was also behind the Watchmen TV series. How'd that work? Oh, good God, that was so god-awful. So bad. Why? Why would you hire that guy? It just wasn't anybody else, you know, owed him a favor? I don't know. So, hey, what does Tom King say? Well, yeah, so here he gives a little background. If you're not familiar with Tom King, he's a former CIA, they never leave the CIA officer, who now writes, this is all a PSYOP thing he's doing. Officer who now writes for DC Comics. That's because his mommy was a big wig and Warner Brothers. Anyway, well, his comics feature woke disclaimers about offensive terminology, and King allegedly tried to get a comic book artist, he didn't allegedly, he did, tried to get him canceled. And it blew up in his face, idiot, because of his politics. Maybe he's referring to another, but it wouldn't really, he went after Jay Lee for doing a cover for Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfall comic, and that's all he did. And then he just went after him, you know. Well, it turns out he was in the middle of having a funeral, he and his girlfriend, over the passing of their beloved pet dog. And, wow, great timing there, King. And, you know, and it just tells you who the guy is. So anyway, yeah, among other things, sounds like a stand-up dude. Yeah, well, even if he hadn't done any of that, his trash bait-and-switch nonsense writing, where he poses as if he's the second coming of Alan Moore or something like that. He isn't. And he fooled me once with Mr. Miracle. He did. I thought this was on the verge of greatness. I was wrong. And he fooled me once, you know. Anyway, now while speaking with Business Insider, the alarm bells goes off as King says the Lantern series is about making the characters relevant today and the issues of everything we're dealing with. We all know what that means. So here's the quote. Damon, Chris, and Chris is Chris Bundy, who worked on Ozark. That's the one saving grace out of it, and he is the actual showrunner, so I'm hoping, the only thing to hope for out of this series is that he's the real boss on this. But, ooh, you got the other two. It's 2 against 1, you know? So he says, Damon, Chris, and I came up with a lot of love for the material. And we wanted to do what I've always done in comics, which is take these original creations, not yours, and show why they're still relevant today. They don't need you to be relevant. They really don't. And why they can speak to both the audience and the issues of everything we're dealing with. Hmm. So, hey, what is Lanterns about? The official description says the series follows a new recruit, Jon Stewart, and Lantern legend Hal Jordan, two intergalactic cops drawn into a dark, Earth-based mystery, because it's cheaper to do it that way, as they investigate a mad American heartland. However, at the same time, I've seen various descriptions, not subscriptions, suggesting that Hal Jordan is over the hill or washed up. Well, yeah, they went with an older guy to play the role, so there you go. And doesn't get along with Stewart. Well, they did say they're thinking of True Detective with Green Lanterns, and so you saw how that went. You know, they didn't get along. But in the end, boy, they were almost in love, you know. Oh, God, is that what they're going to do? I think we can see where this is going. Also, I think with the series being set in the heartland of America, we can potentially see where the series could be going, especially after the big election win by you-know-who. Don't mention the name to Gun King or Lindelof. Oh. Fans also think James Gunn is going to kill off Hal Jordan. I think that's definitely. And that scenario, I think, was in the works even before he came on board, because it was rumored that was the plot for the movie version of this. Way back when. So anyway, regarding the casting, recently saw the confirmation of Purna Jagan Nathan. She's playing Zoe in the Lanterns TV series. Previous to this cast rumor hit the net that Purna Jagan Nathan was being cast in the role. Well, all right. However, the rumor says Jon Stewart gets into an affair with an older woman named Zoe. Ha! She's a Native American woman and the only person of color in an all white. Okay. Is it set in 1950 or something? No. Set in the contemporary time. Zoe's married to a businessman named Dylan, and he's described as one of the antagonists of the series. Well, of course, Dylan is probably a white dude. Which, well, we don't. Okay, so you don't know for sure, but it looks to be Garrett Dillahunt as William Macon, as Dillahunt was named in the original rumor with Purna. Is it Jagan Nathan? Or maybe it's Jagan Nathan? Maybe. Anyway, Purna. Well, as I pointed out, Purna isn't even a Native American. That's cultural appropriation. You shouldn't do that. And Native Americans don't consider themselves POC. And all my Indian friends hate the woke BS. She's she's actually the daughter of Indian. So she's from India, but they cast her as Native American. Why can't she just be a woman from India? That's a little odd. I don't know. Anyway, it could be the casting call got the info wrong. Well, all right. I don't think they would do this. I mean, I'm sure she's in the show and all that, and the affair story is probably true, and her husband's probably an a-hole. But, yeah, I know, because that doesn't that violate their own rules and stuff, you know? If they're still wanting to stay true to woke dogma. So some of this might be true plot-wise and whatnot. But anyway, so if I had to guess how Lanterns could potentially be woke, putting everything together, the series follows the old white dude Hal Jordan, who goes to investigate something in America's heartland, the whitest place on earth. Hal, the old bastard, doesn't want to be there and is miserable. Hal is forced to have the angry young black Jon Stewart to tag along, who Hal doesn't want to be bothered with. Hal and the black Jon Stewart arrive at a town of racists. One white guy somehow happens to be married to a POC, who is the only POC they've ever seen. Come on. Now, after sitting through Watchmen, Damon Lindelof's Watchmen, oh yeah, this would exactly be the plot. The wife is also miserable, and she hates her racist husband and racist townsfolk, who she feels have been holding her back her entire life. Rumored plot of Marvel's Fantastic Four minus the racism. Yeah. The 30-year-old Jon Stewart gets into a relationship with the 50-year-old POC. And you know, because they are both POC, even though Native Americans and Indians are not. Hal and John eventually solve the mystery, but not before the series tells the audience how bad white people are and gives life lessons with every episode. Hal dies. Jon Stewart is the DCU's Green Lantern. DC just gave Stewart a massive statue. Yeah, I saw that. Who Wants to Bet Gun kills off Nathan Fillion's goofy-ass Guy Gardner and Superman. Hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know. But Hal dying, I'm sure of. Jon Stewart being the main Green Lantern. Yeah, I think that follows. I expect that. And him being a new rookie, he doesn't quite understand. I mean, the idea of Hal being somewhat of a reluctant mentor, that would actually be fine, but that he does do the job. And this would put Jon Stewart in the position of having to learn, you know. And you could see all kinds of the woke having problems with that, you know. But it's the position they're in. So, but then, of course, you can do things where, oh, sometimes the teacher becomes the student, you know, in that kind of scenario. They could do that. But this business of a woman from India playing a Native American Indian, I'm thinking that's not true. I mean, it's really hilarious if you tried to pull that. But anyway, yeah, her husband's white. He's a racist, and but she married him anyway. And in her 50s, decides to have an affair with a 30-year-old man, Jon Stewart. So anyway, don't know about all that. It's, you know, rumor at this point. Some of it probably true, you know, but I don't know about her being Native American. But anyway, definitely I think Hal Jordan doesn't survive the series. Jon Stewart will be the main Green Lantern going forward, but all of that in and of itself, you know, written well could work here and there. I would rather get to see more Hal Jordan overall, and Jon Stewart has a great story they could do, but I'm guessing they will never tell it. So that kind of thing. But just Tom King and Damon Lindelof on this is damn near dead on arrival, you know. So, it's too bad because when James Gunn did the announcements, this was the one that intrigued me the most, other than, you know, Superman. And I don't know, it's not looking good. But then again, you know, massive lowered expectations could go a long way in helping out. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It ain't that always the way. Yeah, it is.